What's up, guys? It's Rob here, and today we need to talk about everybody's favorite cannabis stock, Sundial Growers, ticker symbol SNDL. This stock has had some recent developments that are actually fairly positive. You can see Sundial is actually up about 5.5% on the day, as are a lot of stocks in the market. The market's starting to look very green. This is a very good sign. And over the past 5 days, impressively, Sundial is up from the open about 5 days ago to where it's at now, about 21%. So all things considered, Sundial is starting to look very green. Now, there are some reasons for this, right? The first thing, and the most important news that we've got, is about Nova Cannabis Q4 revenue. Now, Nova Cannabis, for those of you who don't know, is a cannabis company that is mostly owned, or about 62% of it is owned by Alcanna, which is the Canadian alcohol brand that Sundial is buying, or the alcohol distributor, rather. So, Sundial is going to be buying up that company. It is going to close its acquisition sometime before the 30th of March. So at some point within the next 8 days, we should see that acquisition close, and thus Sundial should own this company, which makes these results very impressive for Sundial, okay? Nova's Cannabis Q4 revenue increased 23%. Fourth quarter sales growth of 176% year over year, and 23% above the third quarter of 2021. So we're looking at some really great numbers for Alcanna, and they even mention Sundial in this article, right? They say they're following Sundial's pending acquisition of our majority shareholder, Alcanna, we will gain a cannabis-focused partner that is committed to supporting our value-based model with the infrastructure and financial resources to drive the expansion of our disruptive strategy at a much larger scale. So that's a little shout out to Sundial right there. They know they're about to get bought up by Sundial, and that is probably going to help accelerate their growth. When these companies consolidate, you can get economies of scale, and you can get some kind of synergy going on where they'll end up saving money on some of their operations. Now, for the fiscal year of 2021, these are very impressive results, right? They had sales of $134.4 million and a gross profit of $24.9, so almost $25 million, or 18.5% of their sales. So that's a fairly large margin, 18.5%. And this is during a high growth phase when they might not be focused on maximizing their profit margin, right? They might just be trying to reach more customers at the moment. So we'll see what happens after the Sundial acquisition of them, after they have additional capital to work with, and they're part of a much larger organization. So all things considered, things are looking very good for Sundial's cannabis business. We're probably going to see that acquisition happen sometime in the next couple of days, hopefully before the earnings call, which is scheduled for the 29th after hours. We're going to get Sundial's earnings call, which could also be a bit of a boost. If you look at the one-year chart, you can see that the last time they had an earnings call, they did end up getting boosted up quite a bit. Now, there's a lot of good that could be going on at this earnings call, but of course, we're going to cover both sides. We're going to talk about what might not be the best news, something that you might want to anticipate at this earnings call. Unfortunately, fertilizer prices are at record highs due to this whole Russia-Ukraine situation. Russia accounts for around 14% of global fertilizer exports, and you've got to connect some dots here, but fertilizer is probably a very important part and a very important cost of cannabis production, right? Any kind of farming operation is probably using a decent amount of fertilizer, and this is probably going to ding Sundial a little bit, right? Probably not this quarter. We probably won't see too many negative effects this quarter because this whole situation only really started about 30 days ago. So there hasn't been the longest amount of time for the sanctions and the cost increases to really hit Sundial's earnings call this quarter. But they might have slightly worse projections for the next quarter than they otherwise would due to rising fertilizer costs. So that's something to watch out for. But overall, Sundial still has a bunch of good catalysts coming for them, all right? Now, I do want to show you guys this map of the market over the past week. The market is in full swing recovery mode, it seems, right? All kinds of stocks are up pretty massively. Large cap stocks, small cap stocks. Sundial's beating the vast majority of stocks on this list over the past 5 days. Sundial's up about 21%. We saw at the beginning of this video. Even some of the best performers on this chart, Tesla up 20.2%. Sundial's up more than that. We're seeing really good stuff with Sundial, and obviously Sundial has been hurt quite dramatically over the past couple of months. There's still a long way to go before they're even at some of the highs that they were at in November, right? When they were hitting highs in November, they were around the $90 mark. And we'll see over the next couple of months as we get some of these catalysts if we can get even higher than that. Now, one key catalyst that you guys are going to want to watch out for that's actually happening somewhat soon, right, is Chuck Schumer plans to file a cannabis legalization bill in April. Now, today is March 22nd. So there's about 8 days until April, and then we'll see at what point in April he actually unveils this bill and files it in the Senate, hopefully sometime earlier on. Obviously, it would be good if the whole Russia-Ukraine situation were able to wrap itself up before then maybe some of the media spotlights would be more focused on Sundial's cannabis legalization news, right? That would obviously be ideal. It doesn't seem incredibly likely that we're going to see Ukraine and Russia come to a good conclusion sometime before then, right? We're hopefully going to see it, but it's not a guarantee. We can hope for it, but we're going to have to wait and see what happens with that situation. It might steal a little bit of the spotlight if crazy developments are going on there. Obviously, that's a worldwide event, a geopolitical event that has a lot of people on edge. So cannabis legalization, while we can expect it to be pretty big news, especially as people start really talking about it, as people start voting on these bills, not just the introductions of them, as we really start seeing these bills move through Congress, we're likely to see much better stuff for Sundial. So that's what we've got new news for Sundial stock. Hopefully, all of these catalysts are going to be pretty good for Sundial. Obviously, you want to watch out for rising fertilizer costs. All right, that's something you're going to want to watch out for in the earnings call. We'll definitely cover the earnings call when that happens. So if you guys are interested in that, feel free to subscribe to the channel. And obviously, guys, keep in mind, none of this is financial advice. I'm not recommending that anyone do anything with their money. I'm just letting you guys know what's going on with Sundial. And what to expect over the next couple of days, but just my opinions, obviously. So other than that, guys, have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want more Sundial stock news. And other than that, have a great day. Bye.